Welcome back. So it continues to be a green morning across Asia, and the SGX Nifty is telling us that we'll start anywhere between 90 to 100 points higher. There you go, 97 on the board right now. So let's get some trading ideas going on the F&O side of the market as well. Siddharth Bhambre is with us. He's Director Alternate Investments and Research at Incred Equity. Siddharth, thanks for joining in. Morning. Green again. These days, 100 points come and go. But you tell us, what are the trades? What are the strategies?
Good morning, Surbhi. Thanks for having me on your show. We continue to remain positive on this market, and both global and internal setups are quite evident that market might continue to move higher, or at least confidently we can say this is not time to sell your portfolio, or this is not time to go light. First, globally, if you look at crude oil prices, they are moving higher. They are at 3 years high. Last time you saw crude oil price at these levels of 78.5, that was in October 2018. And so remind you, these prices are not moving up because of any geopolitical issues. This is pure demand or other dynamics playing rather than just some war here or there. So that's a very positive sign globally. We have seen US 10-year yield also giving a breakout, which again is equity positive. Statistically, I'm talking about. Look at the commodity prices. Aluminum near all-time high. Copper, which was showing weakness in June and August, that has stabilized. The dollar index is not going above 93.5. So setup is really well. Internally also, week on week, I think it's been like 2 months we are outperforming global peers since last 2 months, week on week. We have been on top quadrant. Now look at the internals. We are seeing formation of long position in Nifty, not in last 2-3 trading sessions, but otherwise Nifty is going because of formation of long position. But what is happening in Bank Nifty now is very interesting. We have seen HDFC Bank. Last week we gave on your show, HDFC Bank is a buy call. That has given a breakout, price volume breakout. That can pull Bank Nifty higher. We are seeing that positional shorts in Bank Nifty are getting covered. So all these factors put together, and also the options data, the IVs have been a bit higher. There's a disbelief in this market. There's a feeling of left out because of last 500 points. The move has been very fast and people have missed out on it. So all these factors suggest that there would be a good support for market, and any dips should be utilized to buy this market rather than thinking that correction has started.
Okay, Siddharth, thanks a lot for your time today. That's Siddharth Bhambre. For the first time since the pandemic, we have a guest joining us in our studio, and I'm thrilled that it's Madhu Kela, founder at MK Ventures, someone who I respect so much. Both as an investor and as a person. Madhu, thank you so much. As I said, since the pandemic began, you're the first guest in our studio, so I'm absolutely thrilled to invite you in our studio.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
So great to have a guest right here with us talking face to face.
And such a sense of normalcy, right? I mean, there's a relief to finally see another face here with us.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
So, Madhu, of course, you have made a lot of money in this market. You've got so many stocks. You're right. But what's your sense? A lot of people are now fearful of entering in this market. That they're fearful that whether the market can crash from here. Do you see that possibility, or do you think, because this market hasn't even given a 10 or 15% correction? In every bull market, we see at least 10, 15, 20% corrections. This market just moved on one way.
So there are two things, Anuj. One important thing is to just understand the background in which we have climbed the worry of this bull market. There has been unprecedented amount of liquidity which is being pumped in by the global central bank. Each one can put that number differently, but my number is $35 trillion. That is the kind of money which we have pumped in. And it's been a global bull market. So it's not like only India-centric. So from the lows of 2020, when we make that panic low in global market capitalization has increased by $60 trillion. So it is almost double. The global stock markets have almost doubled from $60 trillion to almost $120 trillion, right? $35 trillion of global liquidity being pumped in. Third is the real interest rate. So if you look at the inflation and expectation and the plots which are being curbed, so there is expectation of 3% long-term interest rates in the world versus the real interest rate is 1.6%. So if you club all of this together, this bullishness has much beyond what people are able to see. When so much money is being made, suddenly it will not happen by even one event that the markets will crash. So I am in the camp wherein because people are very tired, exhausted, waiting for a correction. The correction will come. That is nature of market. Even in a bull market of 2003 to 2008, we had many corrections, but nothing which is visible points out to a crash. However, let me tell you, the crash will come from crash or big correction will come from unknown reason. So that is what we have to monitor very closely. Let's say this Evergrande situation. Now it's a small, looks like a small issue, but we have to continue to monitor this. Ultimately, $300 billion. We don't know what is behind this. There are so many other Evergrandes which are there in China or in the world. So the correction or the decline in market will come for reasons which we don't know today.
But it will be global only, or can it be
I
domestic?
think it will be global because, as I said, we are in sync with the global markets. And the other point, Anuj, that if you look at India's position vis-a-vis the other emerging market in the world, we are in a very, very sweet spot. In China, the government, the policy makers themselves are telling that we don't want all over the bullishness. They are curbing down on big technology companies. Something like an Alibaba is down 55% from the peak. They are curbing education. They are curbing into now latest is this real estate. So what I am saying is if you are too big, the government is not liking. So that amount of money which is there in China eventually will go into country like India, and that is what we are seeing. Like the fact that something like these technology companies in India are getting that kind of valuation, which is the global money is what is driving it. The other point is, let's look at the other emerging markets. Let's look at Brazil. Let's look at Russia. They're already, if you see, the central banks have already started hiking interest rates, while in India the interest rates have been very stable. So what I feel that India is in a very sweet spot. We have done a lot of supply side reform. Hats off to the government of India and also the Reserve Bank. They have managed the situation very, very well. We have not blown billions of dollars like other countries into tackling this pandemic, while we have done supply side reform. So all of this points out that if there is a worldwide correction also, we will know. It's not going to happen like overnight. It will happen and it will be unnoticed.
Absolutely. And the pace of vaccinations